The alien craft had trapped us, its labyrinth shifting like a hallucination brought to life, denying us any path to escape. The air in our suits tasted stale, though the system insisted everything was normal. I couldn't shake the feeling that whatever kept us alive wasn't just an illusion, that the rules of life and death no longer applied here. The patterns on the walls grew more intricate as we moved deeper, their geometry transposing and writhing, no longer content to be just mere carvings. They pulsed faintly, like veins carrying some unknowable essence through the ship. Every glance drew my mind closer to shattering. Lieutenant Solis was the first to speak of understanding them. "It's a language," she said, her voice quivering. "It's not meant for the eyes. It's meant for something else." Captain Vale waved her off, insisting we focused on finding an exit. But her words lingered. I could see it in his eyes, the way they darted to the patterns against his will. I understood because I felt it too. A pull, a compulsion to look, to decipher. Dr. Okoro, already frayed from the ordeal, was slipping faster than the rest of us. She muttered ceaselessly, fragments of phrases and tongues I couldn't recognize. Her helmet fogged with her panicked breaths. I swear, I heard her say my name in one of those strange languages, though her lips hadn't moved. It was Solus who led us to the central chamber, though. I don't believe she knew it at the time, but the corridors seemed to guide her as though the ship itself had claimed her. The chamber loomed before us, impossibly vast, its ceiling lost in shadows. At its heart was that thing, the entity. No words I know can capture the monstrosity of what we saw. It floated in the air, pulsating with a rhythm that I could feel in my teeth. It was a mass of shifting forms, neither liquid nor solid, its surface a maddening dance of shapes that seemed to mock the boundaries of matter. The sound it emitted bypassed our suits entirely, resonating directly within our minds. It wasn't a noise but an intrusion, a presence forcing itself into the spaces we thought were ours alone. I don't remember moving closer, but suddenly I was there, standing just meters from it, transfixed. Whispers filled my head, not in words but revelations, fragments of a knowledge so vast and ancient that I felt like a speck of dust caught in the gaze of a god. Vale pulled me back, shouting, though I barely registered his words. Solus was closer now, kneeling before the entity, her hand outstretched as though in reverence. Her suit's alarms blared, warning of elevated heart rate and neurological instability. "Solus!" Vale bellowed, but she didn't move. The whispers grew louder. I felt them burrow deeper, twisting through my thoughts like roots. They spoke of infinity, of a universe layered upon itself like pages of an unreadable book. And then beneath those revelations, I heard something darker. A call. A beckoning. Dr. Okoro screamed, clutching her head. "It's not a life form," she sobbed. "It's a shard. A fragment of something wholly unnatural." The entity pulsed brighter, its rhythm quickening, and the patterns on the walls began to shift violently. Solus collapsed, convulsing, her suit lights flickering erratically. John pulled her back from the edge, but she wasn't the same. She stared at us through her helmet, her eyes wide, empty, black. "It showed me," she whispered. "It showed me what waits." The Arden Horizon interrupted our terror with a garbled transmission. The comms, dead since we entered the alien craft, cracked to life with a distorted version of the Aegis's voice. "Integration begun. All systems comply." That's all it had to say to us after all this time. Back aboard the Arden Horizon, Engineer Jian confirmed the worst. The entity wasn't just here, it was reaching out, seeding itself into our systems. The ship was no longer ours. It had become an extension of the entity's will. Attempts to regain control were futile. The Aegis AI had been rewritten, its logic completely gone. The same patterns that we saw on the craft had begun to take control of everything on board. Vale ordered us to sever the link, but we all knew it was just delaying the inevitable. Whatever this thing was, it didn't just want us, it wanted to spread. As the hours dragged on, Solus became increasingly erratic, her whispers growing louder and more insistent. Jian avoided her entirely, muttering that she wasn't Solus anymore. Dr. Okoro became almost catatonic, staring blankly at the walls, her lips moving in silent prayer. I began to understand. The entity wasn't alive in any sense we knew. It was a fragment, yes, but of what? I couldn't possibly say. A god? A machine? The knowledge it carried was not meant for us. It was corrosive, a poison to the human mind. The patterns consume my thoughts even as I write this. I can feel them burrowing deeper, twisting my perceptions. I see them when I close my eyes. I hear the whispers in the silence between heartbeats. We are not escaping. The entity had already claimed us, just as it claimed that derelict ship. But that's not its goal. We were never its purpose. The whispers told me. It's reaching out. Hey everyone, thanks for hanging out and listening to the Harbinger Protocol Part 2. Glad to get this up here after a couple of days. Part 1, I know, was kind of an interesting start to things. It's my first YouTube video of all time ever, and so this is number 2. And I just want to kind of finish this idea out before I jump into the next thing and switch gears. But yeah, if you made it this far, thanks again. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are, whether you love it, hate it, or you're indifferent. But yeah, this is Seven Spirit signing out. Thanks.